guys, what's up? It's Blackheart here and welcome to a new video. Today we are gonna take a look at my final Tekken 8 Season 1 tier list, because a lot of you guys asked me to do a sort of tier list like this, so I can give you my final opinions about each character of Tekken 8 after 1 year of this game. We are all so waiting for Season 2, hopefully it will bring us something better than the first season delivered. Let's take a look at what I think about all the characters in this game right now. I'm gonna be very quick. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time on each character. But let's see what I think about all the characters. Okay, so first of all, I'm not gonna waste much time on these characters because I think they are universally known to be some of the most broken characters in the game right now. We have Kuma, Yoshimitsu, Nina, Jin. Everybody knows. Everybody knows they're super strong. Everybody knows they're mid broken. So I don't think there's much to say on these characters. Then let's see the other obvious positions. I think S tier is also Shaheen. Again, guys, I think he's undoubtedly one of the most broken characters in the game. He has absolutely everything. He has good homings, good mids, good pokes, insane 50-50s, insane full crouch mix-up, insane damage, insane wall carry, insane hit, insane punishment. I don't think insane mids. I don't think he lacks anything in the game. He's just a little bit boring to play, but he's super good. I don't know. Let me know what you think, but I think he's super strong. Very underrated character. I also personally think that Xiaoyu is super strong. I think she's one of the characters that she is very underrated right now. She has some trouble instead of the other S tier characters. I think she has a low S tier, but she's still S tier in my opinion because she has a lot of good stuff. She has insane 50-50s, one of the best hits in the game in my opinion, insane evasion. The poking is alright. She's not super good in that area, but she compensates with great evasive tools, a very great evasive stance. They say OP that basically evades everything in the fucking roster. And her pokes are kind of good. Her lows are kind of nice, like for example down back 2 or down 3, you know, you can set up some great counters and great stuff. But again, most of all, it's what I think she makes it really strong in this game is her hit right now, her hit mix-ups and so on. In it, she becomes absolutely a beast of a character, and honestly, with all of her pressure with 444, her Phoenix, her hypnotist stance that becomes super good in it. Again, a great character that I think deserves some nerfs in it, especially. Her war combo in it, that's so crazy. Her Oki is so crazy. Her setups. Again, I think everything about this character is crazy right now, and she's very underlooked. In fact, she's winning a lot of tournaments in Europe, in America. You see her a lot of times in top 8s in American tournaments, thanks to peeling and other players like this. Bryan is S tier by far. No, not B tier. S tier by far. A great character. Doesn't lack anything. Again, he has some of the craziest tracking in the game. He has crazy engagers. Over the top damage. His taunt is super broken. His QCB1 is super broken. He has some of the best approach tools in the game. Great counter hits. A lot of counter hit tools that are completely insane. And they were already in Tekken 7, and now they're even worse. Again, insane punishment. He launches 14 frames. Again, he has everything you need in a Tekken character right now. He has insane poking, very good poking, a lot of great low pokes, a lot of great lows like down 3, down 4, down back 3, hatchet kick. QCB1 is insane. QCF1+2 is one of the most broken mids in the game. His hit is super scary. He has a broken hit string right now. That's the forward 2 string in it. That's basically tracking 360 degrees, and it's super stupid. I think this card is kind of stupid right now, and he needs some nerfs in some areas. For example, I think his wall combo needs to go, or at least a little bit of a damage nerf, and so as other tools he has in the game right now. They are so good. For example, I think he needs some nerfs also on QCF1+2 or on QCB1, in my opinion. Claudio, I think, is a top 10 contender also. I think this card is super strong. Yes, again, insane damage, insane hit with his starburst properties and his starburst spam in hit, basically. Yes, one of the most broken launches in the game, down back 1+2, minus like what, minus 2 or something in hit, or on starburst, C 17 or 16 frames, I don't remember precisely. High crush launcher. His lows are not the best in the game, not gonna lie. His lows are a little bit lacking, but he has a low hit smash that does insane damage. One of the and it's only minus 14 on block, by the way. Not like others that are way worse on block. So I think Claudio also great mids, like back one, great homings. Like I think this card is very complete, a very good character, and definitely a menace at high level. I think this character can do very well in a tournament environment right now. His heat especially is very scary. He has very scary situation, especially at the wall and so on. I think this card is super good. What else? What else? Who else? I think. Okay, of course, Feng. Feng, of course, also very strong. Again, I think these characters are almost, it's so obvious they are super good. Like, it's so obvious they are super fucking crazy. Like, for example, in the case of Feng, he has insane engagers, very good mix-ups, again, as always. He has very good damage, combo damage overall. He hits like a truck. He has insane evasion with his Kempo stance. The full crouch down 4-4 is crazy good low compared with down 4-3. That's such a crazy mid right now. He hasn't been touched much in this first season of Tekken. He has been nerfed on some areas, but he's been almost the same right now. So again, still a crazy strong character. And I think we're gonna see some nerfs on him too this season. Okay, who else I think is a top tier contender? Let's see. Dragunov, of course. Even though I think right now Dragunov is at the end of S tiers, I don't think he's like top 5 contender anymore. I think now he's far more honest than he was at season 1 beginning. Of course, he has been nerfed multiple times on multiple things. I still think he's a cheap character with QCF4 and so on, but I think he has been far reduced from the menace he was in the beginning of Tekken 8. So I think a very strong character still, but not as much as before, but still crazy character for sure. Low also S tier. Low is insane right now. He hasn't received any nerfs. I don't know how. He has, again, probably one of the most broken wall combos in the game, together with Kuma, probably with all of these, stance 4 into into 1 to 1+2 in some a crazy character. Also, again, as always, very good poking, down back 3, super good low pokes. He has a lot of good engagers, a good pressure. Now his stance is so easy to use. You know, his stance, and it has become far easier to use now instead of before. While, for example, the while standing 4 loops are so easy to do right now, and they are so strong, for example, or like I don't know, the slide mix-ups and so on. Again, he's a very complete character. He doesn't lack anything substantial, and he can do everything well. He also has a crazy set of punishment. Like, he doesn't lack anything. He doesn't also his hit is super good. He has a 14 frame ward splat into crazy damaging hit smash. That's so crazy. It's so good. Like, again, a very good character, and I think he's one of the best in the game right now. Okay, I think let me see if there are other characters I think are S tier, or like, some of the best characters in the game. I think, for example, the last card I will put probably in the last 2 cards I will put in this tier list for now are King and Alisa, of course. Both characters, again, I'm gonna talk about them together very quick, because again, it's almost it's almost something that it's under the eyes of everyone. These characters are strong, especially Alisa. Again, Alisa with her chainsaws, her cheap damage, that's insane. Her cheap damage is insane. Her down 4 1+2 is still the same. It's still broken right now. So again, Alisa is a very complete character. The damage is not so great in combos, but she compensates with some of the best poking tools in the game. Great movement, great punishment. Again, she has very good keep outs. Like for example, her power crushes are very good. The up back 2. But also like a back 1 or back 3, or I don't know, again, down 4 1+2, they are so good. Like, she doesn't lack anything substantial, and their chainsaws are so scrappy and so good right now. The cheap damage she deals is insane. The cheap damage she deals is still insane, even though she was nerfed. And honestly, she's still a menace to fight, especially when she goes into heat. So again, and also King, very, basically an unapproachable character. Yes, down back 1+2, muscle armor, such a good power crush, absorbing basically everything into a safe engager that gets him into it. One of the most broken hit engagers in the game, it smashes in the game still. That's 60 plus damage is smash into floor break, into more damage. Great throw game, as we know already. Great poking. He's a grappler, but also with great poking. What more could you want? Yes, down 4-1, that's super good. Down 4-2, that's down 4-2-1, counter it, confirmable string into combo. I mean, this card is insane. I think King is a top tier material, definitely. So most of these positions, as you can see, are almost the same. Again, the only real thing is that Dragunov is not as much stronger than before. But most of these cards are basically the same. They have not been touched much in the first season of Tekken 8. So basically, there's not much to say. I think right now the top 1 contender is probably Yoshimitsu, and then second place probably Nina. If we put only the top 5 in order, the rest are not gonna be ordered. I think the top 5 right now is probably Yoshimitsu, Nina, Jin, and then the Bear, Kuma. Personally, I will put Shaheen top 5. I know it's a very controversial opinion, but I think Shaheen is very underlooked. I think is one of the most broken characters in the game, by far. This is my opinion again, but I don't know if you agree. But Shaheen, since no one plays him, is very underlooked. Okay, let's get to Tier A. In Tier A, again, I'm gonna put some characters. Like the majority of characters are gonna be in this tier. For example, in like this, let's call this the mid tier. You know, the part in which there are basically most of the characters right now. I would put Jun in the first class of mid tier. I think she's almost top tier. She only lacks something that make her top tier. Like, for example, her pressure is not super good, and her low pokes are good, but she doesn't have like a chunky, super chunky low. But again, she's super strong. Some people put her S tier. I don't think she's S tier only because I think the characters above that I mentioned above are way better than her, because they do what she does, but with no health loss, basically. She loses health to do the same stuff that the people above do. But again, she's super strong, don't get me wrong. I always said that Jun is one of the best characters in the game if played properly. It's just that with these characters are almost free. These characters are almost free. With Jun, I don't think she's as free as these characters. Like, you need some effort to win with Jun, at least. With the character above, there's almost no effort to win with these cards. Even Bryan, yes. I think Bryan is brain dead. Like, I think Jun is... you need to think a little bit more about what you do. Apart from Kankan. Kankan is broken, needs to be toned down. I think in this tier list also Clive, after the recent nerfs. Like, Clive has not been nerfed much, but I think the 4-1+2 nerf really destroyed the way he played. Again, don't get me wrong, still a super good character, and I think he can do a lot of good stuff. But honestly, I think the 4-1+2 nerf kinda affected him a bit. I'm not saying he's weak right now, but if we think about all of his engages right now, Basically, he has an unsafe engage. The only good, the really good one now is 1+2, but still he has some tracking the 1+2. You know, he doesn't have tracking issues because he has a lot of moves that track. But you know what I mean? Like 4 1+2 was such a good move. They made him so good that now it doesn't seem like the same card anymore. Not saying that he's weak, but he's definitely not as strong as before, I think. In this tier list, let me see what else. I would put Kazuya in this section because I think Kazuya is super strong right now, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's top tier only because he lacks some poking tools. But because he doesn't need to, because he does everything else good, like for example the 50-50s and so on. But I think Kazuya is still super underlooked, and it's definitely a very strong character, very strong. I think in the right hands he can become even top tier material even, but of course you need a little bit of mind to be put more than other characters in my opinion. Also, I think the other Mishima, Heihachi, right now is super strong. Again, as a Kazuya, you need some thought to play Heihachi. He's not completely free, but especially when he gets into Warrior Instinct, this card becomes completely stupid and broken, I think. When he gets to Warrior Instinct, he becomes broken, basically. When he is not in Warrior Instinct, he's still a very good card with some flaws. So he does some of the same stuff these characters do, but with some thought. He has some tracking issues, for example, and so on. So that's why I think he's good, but not as good as the top tiers. What else? I think in this tier also belongs Asuka. I think Asuka right now is super underlooked. Especially in it, she's a beast of a character. She's super strong. I don't get why people say that she's weak. Especially in it again, she has become a mashing machine. She received a lot of buffs, and that made her super strong. Again, I don't understand why people downplay her so much. She does a lot of stuff well. Her pressure is insane. Her chip damage is insane. Her mix-ups, her 50-50s are insane. Yeah, she struggles a little bit with poking, but she plays Tekken 8 very well. Much better than Jun on that area. Like, Jun is stronger on other areas, but Tekken 8 gameplay, Asuka destroys Jun completely. Jun plays very Tekken 7-ish on some stuff, I think. Let's see. Who else? Okay, so I will go very fast because of course there's a lot of cards to talk about. I think in this mid tier there's also Victor, Paul, Lars, because most of these cards have some flaws, but they can be good. Like in the good hands, they can be good. But for example, Victor tracking to the right. Paul lacks some decent poking, for example. He's very centered around big moves and doesn't have a very Tekken-based game plan. You need to play big with Paul. Sometimes you would like to play in other ways instead. And Lars also has some issues on tracking. Sometimes his stance can be interrupted most of the times, but he has scrubbish tools too. He's a very mashing machine, very Tekken 8. He plays very Tekken 8, Lars. But it lacks some Tekken fundamental tools that the same characters in this top tier have, including Tekken 8 stuff. Like, these characters don't lack anything. These characters lack some small things. Like, for example, the same can be made, I think, Hwoarang and Steve also in this area, because both of these guys, I don't think they are as strong as people think that to put them in S. I don't think Steve and Hwoarang are the same level of broken as Yoshimitsu. I cannot see Steve and Yoshimitsu in the same tier, I'm sorry. Because Steve at least and Hwoarang need some mind to be played, and they are not completely free. So again, I don't understand why people think that they are so strong. But Steve and Hwoarang definitely don't lack anything. And they can play well in Tekken 8.